Tesla Model Y, a 7-seater review.
Are you confused if the Model Y 7-seater is actually worth paying extra for? Well, I'll be going over the practicality of it, as well as question how safe it actually is. And by the end of the video, you will have the confidence to make that decision to buy it or erase it from your memory of its very existence. Stick around to find out.
This Model Y long range has a little secret that it's packing in the back. It comes with 7 seats. Now let's check to see if it's actually worth the $3,000 extra charge to get the 7-seater layout. And there it is, the 7-seater, which shouldn't really be called a seat because this is made for very, very tiny people, aka your babies and kids. But would you want to have your kid back here? Your kid won't really have much leg room. Your leg will extend just about here, but if you're thinking about slapping some adults in there, hey man, Jeff, go take the back seat, the 7-seater seat. It's not gonna happen. They'll be like, what the hell is this? So with the 7-seater, we have adjustable headrests. And look how tiny these headrests are. These are baby headrests, and they're manual, so you have the option to raise it if you have a tall kid, or you can lower it by pressing this down, just like any other standard seat. But the question is, can a fully grown adult, I'm 5'9", let's see if I can actually fit there. Is there enough room? Let's see. The first question you may be thinking, how the hell do you get back there without climbing in the rear seats? But I think I found exactly how to do that. So you see these buttons over here? These are something you just toggle down, and once that flops down, I believe you use that opportunity to climb in. Maybe I'm missing something, because would they have to climb over this? That's crazy. Okay, let me try here. Oh my goodness. Whoa, there's no shot. There's just no way. Oh. So if you're sitting like this and you have a very nice, if you want to lay your legs back here, sure, you can do that. You can be on your phone and have the 2 7-seaters to yourself, but let's lower this seat down. My wife can help me lower this seat down. If you can just press that button. Beautiful. Let's see, lower down. Thank you, wife. So now I can sit like this, but of course, no one will actually sit like this because then that's not even a proper usage of the 7-seater. But I want to show you something. It comes with cups. So your toddler or your very, very tiny friend can put their little drink that may definitely spill because the depth in these cups is not that low. You do have that here, and they have the audacity to say, hey, this is a perk of the 7-seater, cup holders. Turns out, guys, I'm pretty stupid. Because there's actually a much easier way to get in the back 7 seats. So you actually take your rear seats, you lift them up, and this button over here is something you just pull, and you can hold it down, and apparently it moves forward. And there, oh, we're seeing action. There we go. So as you're holding this down, you have the ability to pull this, and look at that. That's much easier to get in than what I was previously attempting. An absolute fail. But this is a good opportunity if you want to throw your babies back there, although I don't know if I'd feel very comfortable to have my baby all the way back here, and I'm over here driving. It's like, hey man, how's your baby doing back there? I have to check way in the rear mirror. So I don't know if I feel safe.
Speaking of safety, the Tesla Model Y was picked once again as one of the safest cars in the world according to IIHS. But after I researched a number of crash testing videos, I noticed I didn't see any for the Model Y getting rear-ended. Now, of course, all cars have crumple zones for safety. So when I researched pictures of Model Ys in accidents where they have been collided with in the rear, it actually looked pretty damn scary, to the point where my safety concerns were confirmed. These pictures immediately get me nervous as a buyer for anyone that would sit in the 7-seater. However, this of course doesn't apply to the 5-seater based on the footage we have seen.
Now I have the ability to get in a lot easier. Okay, now there's one more thing I stumbled upon when I actually moved this up. There's 2 USB-C ports over here. The reason why they're absolutely useless is because when this seat is actually in its regular position, the USB-C ports were completely blocked. So I don't know if your baby needs to charge his phone unless you're giving him an iPad. I mean, we are raising iPad kids over here. So I'm gonna see if my legs can stay like this while this passenger can be comfortable. So let me pull this. Oh, somehow I fit. You can see there is quite a bit of space in front, and this would be an uncomfortable ride, but you know what? I kind of can sit back here. I think I was once again, discover something new, because you can adjust position of this to the point where your legs can sit down. It doesn't have to be flushed all the way back.
Really stupid.
The one more test I'm going to do is I'm going to ask my wife to close this rear trunk to see how much headroom I'm going to have, because at the end of the day, you want to see if you can throw your friend Jeff back there.
My name is Jeff.
All right, moment of truth. I'm going to watch my head. I don't know if it'll slam on me, but here we go. Oh. And here we go, the rear trunk. The rear trunk is closed, but man, my head is literally resting on the rear glass. And good luck to the driver to be able to see out of the rear glass when you see a Dumbo sitting in the 7-seater. So now, if you are in this position, you do have access to the USB-C ports. So they are over here. So if you have an iPad kid, they can be charging away on their long road trip. As a person sitting here, if you do want to get out, all you have to do is push this tab down, push this forward, it'll spring up, and now you have this gap to leave the car. So I'm going to exit. You're going to see this very lame attempt at exiting because it's very crammed back here. Oof. That was a tight squeeze. If you have a tight back, do not sit back there. This is not for a fully grown adult. So now the big question you might have is, hey, how is my storage impacted? Well, let's take a look. So now, if you don't know, you can actually lower these seats to get yourself the similar space as you do with the long range. So let's take a look.
Now, before we take a look, I forgot to mention that the 7-seaters do come with armrests, but there are no vents or lights, so you can continue to make your passengers suffer. Now, in a previous Model Y review, I have mentioned about the time I was able to load 4 to 5 suitcases with the 5-seat configuration. Now, from the exterior, your dimensions remain the same, no matter the 5 or 7-seater, but from the interior, however, if your 7 seats are not folded because you have 2 kids back there, you will have 17 cubic feet worth of space versus having 34.3 cubic feet of space with the 5-seater, which means a pricier workaround would be to invest in a roof rack, but I should mention it does create drag, decreasing your overall range efficiency over time, especially with cargo on top, which means more stops at supercharging stations during road trips. Also, if you have a Model Y or plan to buy a Model Y, use my Tesla referral link for perks, as well as check out the must-have Tesla accessories that make your life a whole lot easier. Both can be found in my description.
So you push this tab down and it shoots back down. Boom, boom. So now if I were to fix this, there you go. Make sure headrests are locked in to get this full space. Now, in first glance, it looks very similar to the long-range 5-seater configuration, the amount of storage you get, because it is a lot of space and you can always lower those seats. But let's take to see underneath if there's the same amount of storage. So over here, we still have this big rear bin where you can throw a bunch of things back there. You can even throw a body, but don't throw a body back there. You already have the 7-seater to do that. Then we have these big side pockets that you can use as well. So that's still there. Lower that. Boom, boom. That's quite a bit of storage. I'm going to show you a shot of configuration of what the 5-seater storage looks like. And now this is a 5-seater configuration, so I'm going to lower these seats to see if it's very similar. So let me lower this. Boom, boom. And honestly, in first glance, it does look similar, but here's one missing storage that you're missing out on if you get the 7-seater. Once I lift this and I lift this cute little spot you're missing out on if you want to store additional stuff. Of course, it's very, very small and negligible. I personally have never used it, but you will forego that if you get the 7-seater. Now, all of this, as I mentioned previously, is $3,000, and it's only available in the long-range variant. The performance and the rear-wheel drive don't even give you the option to configure it as a 7-seater. You have the option to only get the 5-seater for those 2 variants.
Special shout out to CarNext for providing this Model Y to review. If you live in Canada, they are a great option for those looking to buy a used EV, and they specialize in Teslas.
Now the question remains, is the 7-seater worth the extra $3,000? I mean, it depends. Do you value all those features, and do you have a family of 7? If you don't have a family of 7, get the 5-seater and you'll be way better off. If you do have a big family, consider the Model X.